There. Right. So I'm gonna this is not my presentation, sort of. It's a celebration point for the Apollo 11 landing, which happened about 15 minutes from now, and 55 years ago. So I will just talk a little bit first for a few minutes about why look at the Apollo 11 landing. We can go to the next screen. There's too many windows coming up. There, right. And I think, like several people have touched upon, it's the first visit to a place beyond Earth. And for myself and several others here, probably most, the kind of long-term goal is people living on the moon, and as many as possible. Maybe not quite that big city, but big cities on the moon would be nice. And we're having a bit of a historical looking back today. So I'm going to look back from the first lunar landing. I have made a bit of a time schedule here, going from 160 after Christ to the lunar landing. But I'm turning in the right way around. So 1969, Apollo 11 lunar landing, happening in about 10 minutes from now. And if we look at how people have gone to the moon, of course, it was by rockets, and Soviet was the first one to land land a man-made object on the moon in 59. And in the 50s, there were quite a lot of films about rockets, and the iconic Tintin series album about Destination Moon. And there was a lot of rockets there, and it was Konstantin Tsiolkovsky who started that trend by having a treatise in 1903. I think that's the first one describing a rocket going to the moon. H.G. Wells was a bit earlier than that, with a bit more futuristic concept of anti-gravity. Jules Verne in 1865, he used a cannon. Edgar Allan Poe in 1835, there was the unparalleled adventure of Hans Prahl, which used a balloon to go to the moon. Earlier than that, there was a machine pulled by 25 Gs by F. Godwin in 1638. Johannes Kepler, famous scientist, he went in his sci-fi story, really, or fiction story anyway, it's called Somnium. He was used a summoned demon in order to get to the moon. 1320, Dante in the Divine Comedy used the gusts of wind to power his trip to the moon. And the first one I have managed to find was in 160 after Christ, using a boat with 50 rowers, carried away by a terrible wind and ending up on the moon. Let's see, I might be going too fast. Yeah, probably am. I am. So I'll try to I'll just, never mind. So I'm going to show a movie which takes about 4 minutes. So I should ideally start that like 12 minutes after the 10, 20 minutes, 10 minutes. Well, yeah, I should, no, actually, there is, I should start it 8:15 GMT or universal time. And that was 1969, so that's 55 years ago. This movie starts from 3,000 feet, which I think is a bit interesting because that's the height of Munros in Scotland. Munros are mountains. There are 226 Scottish mountains that are higher than 3,000 feet. It's quite a bit of quite a few people doing that as a hobby of sorts, climbing Munros. And the interesting thing with the Scottish mountains is that you can actually walk to the top of all of them. So it is fully possible to bag those Munros without any climbing equipment at all. I think I'll not talk too much about Munros and start the movie instead. Let's see. Do we have? Yeah, we do. I think. I'll go there. So we are somewhat early, and never mind. Let's be early, and we can have a discussion later. So here we go.
1201. 1201. Rocket 1201 alarm. Where go? Same time. Where go? 2,000 feet. 2,000 feet. Into the ag. 47 degrees. Roger. 47 degrees. We're still looking great. Here go. Altitude 1,600.
Oops.
1,400 feet. Still looking very good.
Right. Right. I'm I was sharing the window, not the screen, so I need to fix that, which is pretty good because then I will do it in the right time. Let's see if I can get to that. There. Thank you, Marufa, for pointing it out. Let's try again. And we're now only 2 minutes early, so that should be fine. Oh, wait. No, we're 5 minutes early still.
Alarm. 1201. 1201. Rocket 1201 alarm. Where go? Same time. Where go?
I hope you're having the screen now. It hasn't started showing the window yet, but you will soon see out through the window.
Still looking great. Here go. Altitude 1,600. 1,400 feet. Still looking very good. Rocket 1202. We copy it. 35 degrees. 35 degrees. 750. Coming down to 23. 700 feet. 21 down. 33 degrees. 100 feet down to 19.
On the left hand side is what Armstrong saw, and on the right, what Aldrin.
400 feet down to 9. Feet forward. 1050 feet down at 4. 30 feet down. They're tight on horizontal velocity. 300 feet down, 3.5. 47 forward. Put up. On 1 minute. 1.5 down. 70. Out there. 50 down at 2.5. 19 forward. Altitude velocity light. 3.5 down. 220 feet. 13 forward. All forward, come down nicely. 200 feet. 4.5 down. 5.5 down. 60 feet. 6.5 down. 5.5 down. 9 forward. Good. 20 feet. 100 feet. 3.5 down. 9 forward. 5%. How many bites? 75 feet. That's looking good. Down a half. 6 forward. 60 seconds. Lights on. 6 down 2.5. Forward. Forward. That's 20 feet down 2.5. Picking up some dust. 30 feet, 2.5 down. Straight shadow. 4 forward. 4 forward. Drift into the right a little. 6 down a half. 30 seconds forward. Just, right. Contact light. Okay, engine stop. ACA at a descent. Post control both auto. Descent engine command override off. Engine arm off. 413 is in. We copy you down, Eagle. Listen, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot.
Right. Well, that I think that's just post text. Yeah. Right. So that's the historical moment have happened. A couple of interesting things there. They obviously did not land on top of the lunar module. That is a film taken by a satellite that they used for simulations. So that wasn't there when they landed the first time. Another thing is they mentioned a couple of times seconds. There was 60 seconds, and then a bit later it was 30 seconds. That is amount of fuel left. So they landed almost dry. Let's see if I manage to get that one down and away. No. Oh, yeah. Right. So that was the main event, and essentially, if somebody has some comments here, I'm happy to take comments. And well, I don't have much replies to questions about this, but so it's more of a discussions. If anybody has memories from the time, I'm happy to take that. What I have for the continuation of my half hour, and I didn't want to make it anything else. That is just a bit of there advertising for the Moon Society shop. The main thing there is essentially that the conference T-shirt is not included in the conference fee, because there is no conference fee apart from being a member in Moon Society. So if you go to the Moon Society webpage and then on the Get Involved menu, you click on Lunar Traders. Then you get to Lunar Traders, and there's a bit of text. And if you click on Lunar Traders e-commerce store, you get to Lunar Traders. And you have to click again, enter our store to continue, and then there are T-shirts. And here you can buy either a flat card for the of the conference logo, or you can have the conference logo on the T-shirt. and you can get it in black, so it has a matching T-shirt to the logo. I'm actually wearing that one, Moonbase Artemis, and that is trademarked, and it is not a dream anymore. It's also trademarked. And I was going to ask somebody to guess when this poster was printed. So if anybody has a good guess on the poster when it's printed.
Nicholas, I'll cover all that in my presentation in just 15 minutes. I'll go into the details of the poster because I was the one who ran it.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. Lots of details.
I'll not talk about the poster then. Then I'm done. So it's the floor is open for discussions, or otherwise I ran out of time. Well, rather, I ran out of things to say about 14 minutes too early. I think I broke the record. It's usually that people draw over and talk too much, but I'm talking too little here. So what do we do? And I'm the host as well, so I need to ask myself, what do we do? Shall we just let the next one have a bit more time? That's you, Randall.
Yeah, let me get a few minutes to get organized here. I had 10 more minutes, so maybe a couple-minute break, and I'll start maybe 5 minutes early.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I'll try to waffle on about something. Munros in Scotland. I thought it was an interesting fact that they started the descent, showing the descent from a height that you can actually reach by walking. So essentially, that's the reason I put it in. And then the number of 226 is no particular reason for that. Yeah, Jason is talking about adding t-shirt design, which is a good idea. So if anybody has an idea for a different t-shirt design, I kind of like this one, although it's rather old one. Anybody else has an idea for a t-shirt design that promotes going to the moon? Or for that matter, having this design as a graphics. I mean, I could take a photo and try to reproduce. Might even work. This is quite embarrassing. Why did I not prepare a longer run on? Yeah, Marufa, you always have good questions. Please.
Yes, maybe you could share a little bit about your habitat you have currently, how big it is, and what are the projects you were doing there. Share.
Yeah, that is preempting my presentation for tomorrow, which is an actual presentation. But yeah, sure, I'll do that. I can add more slides tomorrow morning. Let's see if I can get out of this one. Escape there, yeah, and change to the other presentation, because how big it is a good question. These are the first slides. I will show this tomorrow as well. Let's see if I just increase the size. So Moonbase Lab Terrace, here's a picture of the schoolhouse that I bought 2 years ago in order to make a Moonbase analog. And here is a bit bigger picture before launch. I arrived in March 22, so this is a photo from then. Now there is no snow since a couple of months. And size you asked about. Here's a comparison for size. It's pretty much the same size as the Starship, which is quite funny. It's completely unintentional, I promise, but it is about 50 meters long, well, 64 if you count from one end to the other, and the Starship in the configuration I found was 50 meters. I'm sure they can make it in 64 meters as well. If you don't count that house, it's 46, so that's closer to 50 meters. And the gym hall is this little bit that's probably close to the size of the cargo compartment. It's even more fun actually if you look at edgewise, because the Starship has a 9-meter outer diameter, while the house is 8.8 meter wide. And if you look at 3 floors, the floors are slightly more than 3 meters, so it would be 10 meters in 3 floors. So pretty much exactly, well, it isn't fitting into the Starship, and not the other way around either, since they're different shapes. But essentially, I could pretend that the interior of the house was built inside a Starship fairing, including the fuel and rocket
Nicholas,
part.
I have a question, please.
Yes, please.
Yeah, but you've turned off my video, so can you enable it again? It's
Oh,
Stanley.
sure. Sorry. I didn't.
Oh, okay,
I
stop
didn't.
my
I
video.
didn't.
Yeah, yes.
Now I have.
Oh, okay, good. Okay,
I need
okay.
to-
Hold on. I understand what to do.
You are visible. You were visible briefly.
There we go. Okay, good. So I'm unclear. What goes on inside that building? I don't understand that.
I will be talking more. This is a building I bought with the purpose of making a moon base analog.
But what
I
does
was.
that mean? What does that mean, a moon-based analog?
Well, that's good question. It means that I want to study things that are needed in order to make a self-sufficient habitat on the moon. Small society, essentially. Of course, a schoolhouse is way too small for that, so I'm not going to do everything. I'm not going to do anything in full scale. I'm going to do demonstrators in varying scale, I would say. But I will be starting from a mine in the basement. There is a bedrock. There's a piece of bedrock there that I could start, that I intend to start chopping off pieces of and pretend that that's ore. There is a ceramic oven that was used in the school that I can start
So
making.
Laptrask, is that the name of the location?
Lapträsk is the name of the location, correct?
Okay, good. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Small village in the north of Sweden, close to the Finnish border.
Okay, good. Okay, thank you. I'll look it up on a map.
Yep. Could actually show you that, because that's so it is there on Earth. There, north of Sweden, just at the border to Finland. I now went in a factor 10. Going in a further factor 10, it's between the Luleå, Kemi, and Rovaniemi airport, which has flights to major places in Scandinavia.
Good, thank you. That's very helpful. I appreciate it. That's very nice. Thank you.
And going in further, it's between Kalix, Haparanda, and Övertorneå, just north of the village of Sankis. There are a couple of villages more on the road up there. And I want to go in, and there is this lake. It is called Lapträsk. Lapp is Swedish name for Sami, or rather, it's somebody living in this part of Sweden, really. And träsk means lake in that language.
Oh, so it's related to the word Lapland?
Yeah.
Okay, okay,
So
thank you. I appreciate that.
this is Lap Lake, the same Lapland.
Oh, I see. I see. Thank you. Very good. Thank you.
And there is the house. And zooming in a factor 10, I'm now sitting here at my cursor rather than at the number 1. So, and then I don't have any other zoom in because the next zoom will show that I don't have any hair on my head. So I don't want to show that.
Okay, good. Thank you very much.